As you can imagine, an aircraft carrier in the Persian Gulf during a time of war is a hub of activity.
About how far apart would you say they are?
The USS Dwight D. Eisenhower is home to more than 5,000 sailors and around 60 aircraft. FA-18 Hornet fighter jets launch throughout the day, providing security and stability in the region.
More directly to the forces ashore, we do spend a lot of time flying missions over Afghanistan and Iraq and supporting those ground forces, again, both American and coalition forces.
Eisenhower jets have also flown intelligence missions along the coast of Somalia to watch for terror suspects. The jets launch from the flight deck with incredible force. Large plumes of steam from catapults swirl about the crew.
A combination of jet power and catapults propel the 48,000-pound aircraft 300 feet. It goes from 0 to 165 miles per hour in just 2 seconds.
Landings, or recoveries as they are known on board, can be tricky. The pilot must land on a deck that's just a little more than 1,000 feet. To give you an idea of the skill involved, the recovery is also called a controlled crash, as the plane's tailhook catches an arresting wire and is brought to an abrupt stop.
He's targeting the number 3 wire. Okay.
Alex Hernandez is an aircraft launch and recovery officer, or shooter. With well-choreographed signals, shooters direct the movement of the aircraft.
We ensure everything is done correctly prior to that pilot getting ready to leave the deck. And prior to him coming aboard, we'll ensure that everything is safely set correctly.
It's a highly complex operation on the flight deck, day and night. It takes about 400 people doing various jobs to make it all come together.
The flight deck and all of its aircraft may get a lot of the attention, but there is an entire city below deck where thousands work tirelessly to make sure that the mission here in the Arabian Gulf is successful.
Narrow passageways take you where you want to go throughout the 95,000-ton Eisenhower. Interior communications electrician Robert Crumpler took us through the large hangar deck, the carrier's garage. He also showed us the TV control room. Robert works on the television and telephone systems of the carrier. And after a day's work, it's time to sleep.
Not too much room to move. This one's mine. It's home sweet home, I guess. It's hard to roll over. Like if you're right here, you have to roll over, kind of wake up and roll over. You can't just, and your arms fall asleep. Like my arms fall asleep every night.
But if sleeping has the sailors cramped, they can loosen up and burn off a little steam in one of the gyms on the Eisenhower. And if they've worked up an appetite during the game, there's plenty of food.
And this is where the majority of the crew eat down here. We serve about maybe 3,000 people a day. Come through here for breakfast, lunch, and dinner in betweens.
That's just one of the galleys on board. Food Production Chief David Jones says meals are available 23 hours a day, with 1 hour set aside for cleaning. Sailors who are not able to eat because they're under the weather can visit the ship's hospital, complete with exam and operating rooms.
I've been talking about preventive measures, but we also do a lot of acute care for illnesses on a day-to-day basis.
To stimulate the mind, there's a library and computer lab. Sailors treasure the times when they can email loved ones at home.
This is like my everyday phone call right here, so being out here and away from it really hurts.
It's about Jesus, and it's about God being glorified. That's the most important thing.
Spiritual needs are also met on board the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower. Senior Chief Yeoman TONJA Williams leads a ladies' Bible study.
I think of as being a mother out here. This year makes the 5th birthday of my 10-year-old that I've missed. It's hard. And if I didn't have the Lord for my strength, I would not make it. And I'm trying to keep from crying now. It's hard.
Each sailor is created in the wonderful image of God. And to be able to show them that you care about what's going on in their lives, I think is what I would have them take away.
We have a vision here on the ship, and a part of that vision is the wellness of the team, and that wellness is across the spectrum.
And when you're surrounded by water thousands of miles away from your family and what's familiar, that definitely helps. Mark Martin, CBN News, on board the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower.